Hey guys, Legacy JPS here, and here we are looking at one of the last massacres I needed to from the non-universal century to add to my collection. We have the Turn A Gundam. I'm sorry, but I can't take this seriously because after watching Gundam Build Fighters try that one episode of he got punched right here, and it just like, yeah, every guy felt they got punched in the balls. And this is the only one where the cockpit is actually down here instead of, up here. Overall, it's a very unique design. I'll give it that. He doesn't come with much. Heck, in fact, his box is pretty small. In fact, yeah, that's the box. That's him. This box is on the same size scale like the Burning Gundam Easy 8, the Crossbone Gundam X3, the GM Sniper 2, Gundam Age, H1 normal, the H2 normal, the Gundam F91, the old Master Grade Gundam F91, the Crossbone Gundam X0. Yeah, this box is the same size as those. Burning Gundam's box. Yeah, so he's a small box. He do get alternate hands, but I'm just using this because I'm going to have him always stored his shield and beam rifle, which honestly, the shield barely holds on, even for my liking. And his design and these shoulders are, it leaves something to desire. And I don't like it because the way these shoulders are designed, they're clipped in, but the backside isn't locked in. It's locked in on the front. It's a weird design they use for this, and I'm kind of hard for me to wrap my head around it. And now I don't know how to get this thing back in here. Well, I'll figure it out sooner or later. Now, like I said with the shield isn't bad. It's just that you have opening and closing parts on this shield so that you can actually have it locked around his arm. And it's supposed to peg in right here on the side of that hole, but it doesn't. The peg isn't. It's not like super tightly secured in there, and unless I have him hold it, it's just fluff. It's just fluff, really. So it just hangs on. You do have an alternate hands that are the posable hands, and you can hold this beam rifle, but also, because this is the stored mode, you have this little part here in the side that you pull out to reveal this handle that you're supposed to be able to pull out so you can hold it, because the other handle is down in here, and this thing does not stay on at all. Because I got the other handle, it's in here, but it's so tightly in there. I don't know how to pry it out. But yeah, the other handle is tightly wedged in there, and I don't really know if I could make it pop out or something without trying to break it. Let me see if I can get something to pry it out without hurting myself. Okay. I see what I did wrong. There was a piece here that wasn't pulled out enough, but he has another handle. And if I switch to hands, because he does have alternate hands, which are these, which also has a peg in there too. So if you want to have him hold it, he can hold it pretty well. No, you know, with this other one back here, it's kind of just, you know, there just to be like that. I forgot, I haven't watched too much of Turn A, and I need to go back and watch it. But I don't know what was the difference between it. I have to rewatch it. I just love it because it has good intro theme song music. I love Century Colors. It's supposed to be a handle there. So this part, you know, covers out to cover that up. Cover the handle, pull this out. I don't know why it doesn't stay in there, like stay loosely hanging out, but I don't know. Well, that popped off. So yeah, you can see how this arm is set up. The shoulder is connected on the front part on this little wheel thing that's honestly, it's the most flimsiest thing I have ever seen, because it doesn't lock in really. On its own it doesn't. It's the backside that allows it to lock in, because once you put the backside on, it actually pegs in onto the top of the shoulder, like right there. And this piece keeps popping off his leg. Now, don't get me wrong, Turn A Gundam isn't bad. In fact, it's a pretty cool design for it to be the, you know, mustache, Mr. Mustache. And how do I get that thing pegged in there? You lift up this back flap and there's a peg right there that I have to plug this in. So you can have the beam saber stored, because this is the beam saber handles. And to get this in there, it has to peg in on that wheel right here and also peg in on top. So this is basically how you keep the shoulders locked in. And parts are falling off. I wish it would stop. And we have the core fighter too. Yeah, this is another one with a core fighter. The crotch is the core fighter. But I don't want to go too far into it. So yeah. This little thing is the core fighter. And you can rotate this thing, but I don't want to, because I don't want this thing popping off. But this clear part rotates. Also, to those who like using LEDs or such with their master grades, you could do light piping for this, because he actually, it's kind of hard to tell, but he doesn't really have eye stickers. Well, he does have an eye sticker, but if you didn't want to use it, this is a clear yellow piece in there. And a big one, kind of almost, it's a little bit bigger than this, but he has a clear yellow piece in there. And you could literally put light piping in there. In fact, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you won't really be able to see it. But there is a clear yellow piece in there. I'm going to see if I can do this. trying to get him over. Okay, so yeah, there is no no eye stickers. There is an eye sticker. It's a black lining that literally just says, hey, we're just covering around the eyes. So if you want to put an eye sticker, an LED in here, you can. You can actually install it in the chest and it would work. So if you want to do that, you can. Which makes me think it might be possible they might do that with this guy. Somebody might make an LED set for this. I'm afraid to do articulation with this thing because he doesn't seem to hold up well for me, and ever since I built him, it's like one thing after another with him that doesn't hold, and I really don't want to resort to using cement glue just to be like, alright, I need this to help make you hold your spot, because, you know, it's kind of bad though if I had to do that. But I want to go over a little bit of articulation, because the arm articulation is the same as any other master grade, but the legs, while you have this, they also show off that he has a forward bend here in his legs, so it gives you some more dynamic posing range. And I don't know why this left leg doesn't want to stay on. Same thing with the shield. So yeah, both his legs has this, you know, crazy forward bend. Something that the box actually does mention. Like right there. So if he was in action moving, his leg actually bends forward. They show it off there too. Now, let's look at some of his accessories, because he is basically like an original Gundam in the colors, so to speak. He actually has some standard fare. We already see the beam rifle and the shield, but he also has 2 more weapons. He also has the beam sabers, which, as I mentioned, those parts on the shoulders with the slots on them, those are for beam sabers, which he has right here. 2 beam sabers, like 2 clear pink beams, standard fare, but I'm not going to make him hold it because it's a chore. You also get a Gundam hammer. So yeah, you can have him use a Gundam hammer if you want to. Though he ain't gonna be able to hold it with this hands, because this is a fixed open hand anyways. And there is a peg in there too, so if you wanted to use the other hand to have him, you know, act like he's swinging it around, you can do so. But then he gets one more unique accessory, if I can find it. Well, 2 more. He does come with an action-based connector, which is this little thing here. I think that connects in his waist. Where is the other? Okay. I didn't take it off the sprue, but there is also this piece. This is a replacement for this part here on his chest. So if you don't want to make it all blue, you can make it a little bit of white. He also comes with a cowl. I don't know the purpose of the cowl. I don't remember. But he can be like cowl transportation. Time to transport the Mu. And in terms of stickers, he doesn't come with much of any. And I mean, he hardly comes with any stickers. The only stickers really is for the head, really. And that's the black on the inside around the eyes. And like I said, I'm not going to do articulation because I'm afraid to do articulation, especially that leg will keep popping off. And I really don't want to see that happen over and over and over again. So we're not going to touch it. And he's actually going to stay like this anyways. But yeah, this is the Turn A Gundam. He is the last one I needed to complete the non-universal century set. Yeah, and he was the last one, and I've been postponing him for the longest time, just because I wasn't too much of a big fan of Turn A. Turn A just is something more recent I like, just how it was. SC Gundam Battle Alliance kind of made me like him a little bit more. He was a threat, but it was a threat to fight against. But yeah, that's all for the Turn A. I got a few more to review. And I also got to show off at least one of my new LED sets I got from one of my Gundams, mainly the real grade.